Hey guys, good morning and welcome back to a brand new video. I am Aditya Orange and in this video we're going to learn about Python pandas. So like NumPy, pandas is also a Python package which is used for data manipulation and data management. So we use it for analyzing data, huge amount of data which is stored in data structures provided by Python pandas. Okay, so there are two data structures which are provided by Python pandas. One is series, which is one dimensional data structure, and other one is data frame, which is two dimensional structure. So data frame is like SQL only. So think of data frame as SQL inside Python. Okay, so we will see data frame and related operations in the next video. In this video, we're going to learn about series, which is one dimensional data structure. So first of all, we will start with importing Python pandas. Okay. So the syntax is similar to how we wrote for NumPy. So instead of NumPy, pandas. Okay. As we are going to give it a nickname, alias, which is P. So each time whenever I want to use a function of pandas, I will use P. So how do we create a series, that one dimensional structure? So we can do it four ways: by giving our own values in terms of list or tuple, or giving a numpy array, 1D numpy array, or by giving another series. So making a duplicate copy from some other series. So the structure or the syntax is, let's give a name a equal to, so now I want to use a function of panda. So p dot then series. So keep this in mind. In series, starting S is capital. So Python is case sensitive. So small series and series with capital S both are different. So series has S as capital. Now inside I will give data. So data I can enclose in square brackets or round brackets, doesn't matter. So 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. So now I've created my first series. So let's see what A is. Now you see two columns here. One is the one which is starting with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 till 5 is the index. Okay, index. Now we have seen index in NumPy also. Means in NumPy array, when we display the array, we don't see the index part, only the data part. But in series and data frame, we will see indexes also. Okay, so the first column is index and the second column is the data which we passed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this data is associated with the following indexes. So these indexes were created by the system itself. Now we can give our own indexes. How we can do that? Before that, we will see different ways of creating series. So just now we created using giving data, our data in terms of tuples. So let's give data in terms of list. So just I'm replacing the round brackets with square brackets. So here also I remove the sixth. So 1 to 5 and indexes are 0 to 4. So I can give like this also, L equal to 3 comma 4 comma 7. Now the syntax a equal to p dot series. In that, instead of this value, I will give L, which is a list. So now a has 3, 4, 7 and index is 0, 1, 2. And how can I create another series using a previous series? So series using a series. So p dot series and I will give a, which is a series in Python pandas. So now b is also same, a duplicate copy. And by giving numpy array, it's same. We create a numpy array and give a value inside the array, and then I'll pass that array as a argument to this series function. Like how I passed here a, I will pass a numpy array. So the new series will be created by the values stored in that numpy array. Okay, same. So now we saw how we can create series using different data structures. Now we will see how we can give our own indexes. So user defined indexes, custom indexes. So when I do this, series equal to L has 3, 4, 7. So I have 3 values, so I will have to give 3 indexes. So how many values you have? You will have to give that many indexes. So index is a property which I am specifying this time. Last time if we don't specify, it will take system default, which is starting with 0 till how many values are there. So indexes also I can give as terms of list or in terms of tuple. So I am giving in terms of tuple. You can use list also. So inside tuple I am enclosing my indexes. So indexes could be 5, 8, 9. If I do this, so now index for 3 is 5, index for 4 is 8, index for 7 is 9. Okay, I can give anything. So instead of 5, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, if you want to start indexes from 1, okay, or A, comma, B, comma, Z. So A, B, C, these are character values, so I am enclosing them inside single quotes, okay, or double quotes, both will work. But at a time use one thing at both ends. So single quotes on both sides or double quotes both sides. So now if I see A, B, Z are my indexes. So let's say I want a series with one value complete. Okay, all the values same, but I want 10 values or like say 5 value. So C, D. Okay, instead of L, I will give 3. I am passing only one value and there are 5 indexes. So what will happen here? All the indexes will have the same value, which is 3. So there are two things. So if you are giving multiple values, you will have to give that many indexes. But if you are giving one value, you can pass either one index, so you will have only one value, or multiple index. All the indexes will have same value which you passed, one value. Okay, so the number of elements here depend upon the indexes you are giving. So if you are giving one index, pass one value, you can pass only one value. Okay, if you are giving multiple indexes, you can either pass one value, so that value will be given to all the indexes, or you can pass that many values, how many indexes you have. Okay, so number of values depends upon number of indexes. One index, one value. Multiple index, multiple values. Now with multiple indexes, either one value, so all will have that value, or that many values. So that's how we create a series with user defined or our custom indexes. So now we have, how we can add values in the series. So the structure is dynamic, we can dynamically add. In NumPy arrays, we couldn't do that. So once we create a NumPy array of 4 elements, we can update those elements like 1 to 5, or like the first element is 1, we can update its value to 5, but we cannot add fifth element. But here we can do that. How we can do that? Let's see. So indexes, same way we used to access values, we can here, let's say, give a new index. So I have A, B, C, D and Z. Let's give I. So I am accessing a new index. So it looks like I'm accessing a new index, but instead of accessing new index, I am creating a new entry. So how we do that? By accessing, means giving a new index value equal to the value I want to store. Let's say X, Y, Z. So character values are enclosed within quotes. So now I is a new entry. The new entry is with index I and value X, Y, Z. So if I see A, so now I have A, B, C, D and I. So that's how I add new elements in the series. Same I can add A, let's say 2, let's say 22. Okay. Now this will give error equal to 3. Error because I am accessing 22nd value. Okay, but I only have, how many values I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 values. I'm accessing 22nd value, which is somewhere there. It does not exist, so I got error. But so there's one thing you have to keep in mind. Normally you want to access elements, you do like this. In square brackets, you give index value. So here I am giving A, so I got 3. Let's say if you don't give index value, how can I access the same value, which is let's update its value, A equal to 1. Okay, so now the first element is 1, index is A. Now how can I access this 1? By giving the index A, or by giving 0. So I am accessing the 0th value. Both ways you can access. So when I give numeric value, it looks for that number of value. So 22, so 22nd value. So actually 23rd value. Because indexing starts with 0, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 22 means 23rd value. But I only have 6 values, so it gave me error. Now, so I said we can have custom indexes. What if I have numeric value as index? So let's create a series with indexes as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now A has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and update, let's A of 1 equal to, now what will happen here? So which value do you think gets updated? Let's see. So A1 got updated. So when we have given numeric value, now if I give some numeric value in index, it will fetch that value instead of looking for that place. Okay, so if let me tell you. Okay, create one more time. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's do 5, 6, 2, 3, 1. Okay, in random manner. So A is 5, 6, 3, 2, 1. If I had A, B, C, D or some other value, some value other than numeric values, and if I gave like this 2, if I had something other than the numeric values as index values, so A2 would have looked for second value. So third value, 0, 1, 2, third value. But when I have numeric values, and if I give numeric value in index, it will look for that index instead of position. So it will look for that value wherever it is instead of looking at that place only. I hope you got it. Now if I do A of 2 equal to 7, 5, 5, 5, now see which will get updated. So unfortunately 2 was on the third place only. Let's update 1. So instead of 6 getting updated, so the last value will get updated, which is 1 equal to 3. So A of 1. So the last value got updated, which is the 5th value. So it didn't look for the place, it looked for the value when we have numeric values. So I hope you got it. If it was A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, A1 would have changed the initial value, the 0th second value. Okay. But when I had numeric value, so it looked for that value wherever it is, instead, irrespective of the place. I hope you got it. So that way we can add new, so you learned how we can add new entries in series, how we can update new entries, update the current entries, and how can we access. So access is like this. One ways of accessing these series elements is like this. Another way is by using location function, LOC. A dot LOC. Inside if I give 5, so I got 3. So inside if I give 2, I got 555. So this is another way, and one more way is ILOC. Same, I get 555. So these three ways: LOC, ILOC, or just square bracket. So indexing, in terms of indexing, it is same, but in terms of slicing, there is a slight difference. So in slicing, 1 to 5. So what will I get? So now 1 to 5, it is accessing in numeric order. So the first place, if I see A, see 5, the first entry 5, which has 3, that 5 is 0th value. So 1 to 5 means 6, 2, 3, 1. In index I am saying 6, 2, 3, 1. Okay. So I got this 6, 2, 3, 1. I am slicing. So in NumPy arrays and normal list, we saw how we can do slicing. So it is similar to that. So let's create one more NumPy series. P dot series, and I will give data as terms of list and index equal to So now my series looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are values. A, B, C, D, E, F is my index. So now the slicing, how we can do slicing, similar to that, like from 0 onwards till I want, how many values I want. Let's say first 4 values I want. So till 4, 0, 1, 2, 3. So first 4 values I got. If I want completely, I can skip this. So I got completely. The end part, it defaultly took the last value. I can do here stepping also. So if I give 2 alternate values, I will get beginning from 0. So A, C, E. Okay. So if I give 1, so from first value B, then next 2 steps, B, skipping C, D, then skipping E, going to F. Okay. The same thing we can do in so here you saw one thing. Okay, 0 to 4. What did you see here? 0, 1, 2, 3. 4 values were included, and the 4 value, the 4 means the fifth value, which has 4 as index, got excluded. That happens everywhere, but there is one where it does not happen, in LOC function. So in LOC function, that 4 also gets included. So let me tell you this. A dot, first see ILOC. ILOC means normal indexing. Here we get the same thing. So 0 to 4 means 0, 1, 2, 3. But in LOC function, the 4 will also get included. Okay, so here the indexes are like A, B, C, D, E, F, but we are giving what we are giving? Numeric value. So I think it wants these indexes only, LOC. So let's see, starting with A, I want till E. Okay, so normally I would have to give F. So it will stop one step before, but in LOC, everything, the end value also gets included. So if I see type E, see, E is also included. It happens only here in LOC function. Everywhere else, the last value gets excluded. So that's why here, if we want that thing of Python, or every, like how it happens everywhere, if we want that behavior here also. So we have ILOC. So if A to E, so ILOC doesn't take the character values, it takes only the index, the numeric index. So corresponding value for A, the initial, is 0. Then for B is 1. For C it is 2. For D it is 3. So we can use that. So 0 till 4 if I do. So D is 3, E is 4. So 4 got excluded. Same thing in square brackets also. So square brackets, A after square brackets. No dot in between. Same thing. This LOC function, however, LOC function, here we have to give the index, proper index which we have used in the series. In ILOC and square brackets, we can give the corresponding numeric value. Okay. So one more time, if I do F, so I get completely F, all the values. So if, let's see if we can give stepping or not. We can give stepping. So A, after that skipping B going to C, then skipping D going to E. Okay. So this was indexing in series. We saw slicing in series. We saw indexing also. We saw how we can create and add new elements, and how we can give our own custom indexes. Now there is two more functions left, which are head and tails. So we will see what head does. So A dot head. So head gives first 5 values. So by default it gives first 5 values. But if you want like first 3 values, so I will give that 3. If I want 2 values, first 2 values. So similarly tail, you can guess, it gives the last 5 values by default. So, and if I pass some value 2, so it will give me 2 values. So default it gives 5 values. So default 4. If I give 4, it will give me 4 values. So that's all for series. In the next video we will see about data frame. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.